Hello and welcome to Computer Class. My name is Dave, and today we're talking about the Design tab, the Slideshow tab, and the Review tab all in one lesson. So get yourself a PowerPoint presentation and we will get started. All right, the Design tab is exactly what it sounds like. It is for making your PowerPoint presentations on the fly look good. And I don't personally use the Design tab a lot because I'm a graphic designer and I like to create things myself. But if you're one of those people who struggle with creating graphic design things or things that look appealing, this is the tab for you. And it also works if you're in a pinch and you need something really quick. And so the way that you use this is a little drop down here, and then you would pick a layout like this facet one. So I'm going to press that, and it applies it to all of your slides. It's a design element that you can apply. And you can do variations of this design element, whether it come to fonts or colors or effects. So that's pretty cool. Like if I wanted to change the color here, grab this violet one, it would change everything for me as well. Now, um, let's just say that I liked this theme and I did some changes to it, and every time I come into PowerPoint, I am utilizing and doing the changes to the theme. I could just save it instead of having to make the changes to the theme every time as a custom theme. So I can save the current theme, press that button, and call it Dave's theme. It's going to pop up. I already have Dave's theme, so forgive me. And it's going to say, yes, do you want to replace it? Now, once I create Dave's theme, here it comes under the custom right here, Dave's theme, so that always can be loaded up when I create a PowerPoint presentation if you want to create a specific custom one. Next up on the Design tab, we have a slide size, and there's two different sizes for projection systems. So 16 by 9 is the default and it is the standard for today. But if you are presenting on perhaps an old screen from back in the day that's more of a square, you'll want to change your projection output to 4 by 3, and that will actually squinch all of your slides down to fit that screen. Again, if you're doing something on a more modern screen, then you obviously want it to be 16 by 9, and pretty much everybody should be using that. But if you have to, there's a standard size as well. You can also do custom sizes for those really, really large screens that are out there that are maybe 3 across or something wacko like that. All right, format background. You can format your background to be a gradient, a picture, a pattern, and the like. If I create or click the picture one there and hit insert, and then insert from a file, and I use my Pacific Rim picture here, notice I can't move this picture around. It's actually the background. Instead of it being white anymore, now it's a picture. This is different from going to the Insert tab, hitting Picture, and clicking from this device and adding this same picture, right? This is adding a picture. Wow, now I got a lot going on here. This is adding this same picture kind of just on top so I can use it as an element in my slideshow. It's different from having it as the background, as you can see. All right, so I'm going to go back to the Design tab and then format the background. And of course, you can add gradients, which are pretty cool, and use the little feature here to add different colors. So I could really play around with that. This is going to look super ugly by the time I get done. All right, cool. Yeah, because that looks good. Not. Anyway, so you could create some sort of a sweet looking background with gradients. Here, I could even rotate it. Wow, that's awesome. Not. And again, you don't have to use the design. I could turn the design to none here and utilize that as well if I wanted to. All right, so I'm going to hit Control Z and go back. Just a second here. All right, the next thing is design ideas, and those are pretty cool. What they do is they allow you to have these pre-built sections, and you can make changes. You could put a picture in there. I could click this one for this one. So now I have different layouts to the same slideshow, basically. All right, here's another one. I could do that. For some reason, those have no design ideas. I don't know why. But anyway, you could do different layouts for that. That's what that's for. Okay. All right, moving on to the Slideshow tab. So obviously you can present this slideshow from the beginning of the slideshow. That's what it looks like. And then press the arrow keys and go back and forth. Or you can use the on-screen controls here. You can present from the current slide. Like let's say I was in the middle and I wanted to pick up where I left off for a class or something. You can also present online. So I'm going to hit the present online button and connect. And what this is going to do is it's going to generate a link that I can copy and somehow share with people other than email, or I can email it out to people. And when I press start presentation, it will launch me into a browser type ability to share this presentation online. Now I can send it, invitations here, or I can share meeting notes. I can also choose the primary monitor this is going to be outputting on, as well as use the presenter view for myself, which we haven't talked about yet. I'm going to end this presentation because I'm not presenting online. We then have custom slideshows, and you can click here and create a custom slideshow. So I'm going to call this Dave's slideshow. And what this is you could take a portion or a select few of some of the slides you have and add them to a custom slideshow and create sort of a playlist here. So I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to hit close. And under the custom slideshow now, if I click this, I will get that custom slideshow that is only the ones that I picked. See, it's only a couple slides, and I have more than that. So now this custom slideshow is a subset of the overall slideshow, which is a really nice feature. If you want to do multiple variations, like let's say some person's going to ask you to talk for 40 minutes and another person's going to ask you to talk for 30 minutes on the same topic, it might be good to set up something like that, a custom slideshow. The Rehearse Coach then is pretty cool. What this allows you to do is to rehearse your presentation ahead of time so that when you're talking on stage, you already kind of have it down. So if I press this, it is now recording my voice. It says start talking, and it's going to start giving me feedback once I get out of the PowerPoint. Now I'm going to hit close, and there we go. It pops up with good job rehearsing. Keep up the hard work. You spent 12 seconds on one slide. Oh wow, I am 136 words per minute. You can rehearse again, and it will ask you if you want to add that data to the slide, which I don't. All right, then setup slideshow is pretty cool. This is a perfect way to do this when creating, and I'll talk more about this when I do transitions and animations, but you can loop your slide endlessly with this slideshow setup. So if you have transitions and animations and you click on loop slide endlessly, you could create sort of a slideshow that could play on the screen before someone gets up, like kind of an introductory slideshow that keeps playing on its own. Or if you have a laptop sitting on a table at a display, and you want some sort of a bunch of pictures to just keep playing on the screen, well, looping your PowerPoint endlessly might be the thing for you. Okay, and lots of other options when it comes to slides as well, like the pen color, for instance. You can also hide a slide, like let's say I don't want this one, I could hide that, and you could also right-click on slides and hide them, as well as right-click and unhide them or reveal them, whatever you want to call that. All right, slideshow, again, you can click on Rehearse Timings, and if I click that, it is recording my rehearsal, and then when I click close, it's going to ask your total time, your slideshow, do you want to save these new slide timings? So you could kind of time yourself as you're going through each slide to see how long the presentation will take to be put forth or to be spoken. Record slideshow, so I'm going to click that. And basically, you can't even see it, but let me bring it over from my other screen here. It gives you this window that you have on another screen, and you can record yourself, and you can even use the whiteboard tools here. And then when you stop, you have the ability to see exactly how everything looked in a recorded scenario, and you can play it back for yourself as well. All right, so that's recording your slideshow. You can record it from the beginning. I'm here. You can even clear the timing on the current slide and stuff. So there are some options for these that you can turn off or turn on, and they're right there, using timings, play narrations, and show media controls. Then the monitor, this is the primary monitor that the PowerPoint will play on. The moment I press F5 to play the PowerPoint, or I press this play button to play the PowerPoint, or I start from the beginning, is going to play on this primary monitor that you guys are currently viewing. However, if you are at a venue and you're playing something on a screen, perhaps you might have to select that as the monitor so that it will actually play that to that person, or vice versa. Maybe you'll have something mixed up for whatever reason. If it ever projects incorrectly, then you have to come here sometimes and adjust which screen things are playing on. Now, this right here is presenter view, and if you check this on, and then I press play from current slide here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over presenter view. This is actually playing on the projection system or main screen, whatever that happens to be. But then this window right here is what you would be seeing as a presenter, and you have the ability to draw on the slide. You can see the next slide coming up. You can view your subtitles. Lots of little options here that are super helpful when you are working as a presenter. Here, I'll click this and I'll use the laser pointer, for instance. Like, ooh, right here, this is incredibly important. Well, while you're doing that, it's actually showing up over. Again, let me pull this back over here. It's showing up over here to the audience. And again, all those features are actually on screen here. See, if I go down the bottom, I can click certain things and use them. I can use the zoom in feature, and a lot of other features are here in the triple dots. Okay, so now I'm going to get out of that. And then we have the always use subtitles, subtitle settings. So what I can do is I can present, and then let's see, from current slide. And as you can see, it is presenting with my words projecting at the bottom. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, you can do that. And you can choose to have the words bottom overlaid, top overlaid, below, side, above, wherever you want to. I'm going to check that off because I don't use that. Okay. So next we have the review tab, and that is for your presentation, making sure that it is good to go, ready to be sent out. If you click on the spelling button, it checks for spelling errors. If you hover over the word cool here and press thesaurus, it will give you another word for cool. Obviously, they're not thinking the way I'm thinking when it comes to the word cool. I mean, like, that's cool, man, but they mean like calm. So go thesaurus. Then you have accessibility check. You can check that. Smart lookup, Batman, and it will find information about Batman if you wanted to include that and do some research for your PowerPoint. Translate, if you want to translate the word Batman into Chinese, which you can pick any language here. Insert. Wow, look how cool that looks. Isn't the Chinese language just awesome? Yeah, it is. All right, Control Z, get it back. And you can set your language preferences. You can add a new comment for someone if you are reviewing this PowerPoint for them. You can delete old comments. You can view the next comment. You can show all comments or the comments panel. You can compare. You can accept or reject them. Again, navigating around. And then if we go to the slide with ink, you can hide the ink that we previously drew when the PowerPoint was playing. So I'll do that again, actually. Let me go back to slideshow and from current slide. And then I was like, it's actually playing my voice. All right, then. So if I wanted to draw more ink on there, what I could do is, it's actually like playing my recording here because this is actually now recording because we made a recording before. Now we're getting tangled, right? I could take and I could hide the ink completely out the side, or I could delete all ink on the side. I could delete all ink in the presentation if I want to as well. That's an option. All right, so just some helpful things when using your PowerPoint. The Design tab, the Slideshow tab, and the Review tab are all kind of utilized one right after another after you have your information into your PowerPoint. And so hopefully this information was helpful and you learned something today. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next video.